Hello and welcome to the Mighty Dragon, the first one of 2022. And I'm delighted to have one of my regulars back, Mr. Andrew Froening. How are you?
I'm well, Victoria, and I'm delighted to be back, seeing your
Yeah,
delightful face, and to be talking about movies again.
yes. And I cannot, is that a whiskey already, by the way?
Yeah, but what time is it overseas?
Do you know what this must be? Because we're very near Burns night. This must be for Burns night. I will be joining you in having a whiskey soon, by the way. I knew you were my sort of person. So, how are you? And what have you been up to?
I am well. Today is the first day I've actually been consciously taking it easy. I've been involved in a number of projects, and to the point where it was starting to get very stressful. So today, just took it easy, sat on the couch with my wife and my two sons. We watched some TV, and I, I I rested until I got here, and I feel so much better. It can
Incredible.
take a toll working on
Yeah.
so much.
Is it stressful where you're dealing with a job and then you've got your filming commitments as well, and just trying to juggle it all? Or
That, thankfully, I don't think I have too much of a problem with. Um, I work out on for an environmental company, and I work out on the water. So a lot of times I do wake up very early, but I'm home in the mid to late afternoon, so
yeah,
it's not bad. I've been balancing and juggling to the best of my ability, and I have no complaints on that front. I'm
yeah.
luckier than most, I think.
And I understand that you worked on a feature film recently.
Too, yeah. Uh,
Two. I have just I've not given you credit there, have I? You've worked on two feature films. Could you tell me about those?
yeah. So the first one was one that my good friend and collaborator Jay Palmieri Jr. and I had sat down to write during the pandemic because we said we want to be creative and we want to do something. We don't know when this virus is going to go away to the point when we can shoot. So we're going to write something that we can film ourselves, and make it very pandemic conscious within the limits and boundaries of what we can do. Small locations, small cast, small crew, and really just make it about the story and about the characters. So we were very happy to do that. We filmed it back in August of 2021, and I'm editing now. Very, very pleased with the results so far.
Yeah,
And I've also been working on an independent feature. I'm the director of photography and editor for a movie called Dress Code,
right.
which I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but it's a mob movie, and we shot it all in North New Jersey. So
Really?
fitting.
Oh my god, how exciting.
Very, very exciting. Some
Yeah,
fantastic actors, great director, producers. Just
yeah,
it's been such a blessing to be on such great projects with amazing people. People that are easy to work with,
yeah.
people that'll let you do what you do best. I I couldn't be happier.
So you were filming in Sopranos country, were you?
Yep, yep.
Oh my god, I was such a huge fan of that show, and I completely when that finished, oh god, it was like you missed family. It was just
Oh, I know. Well, actually, my wife and I just started watching, and it's an old TV show, and a coworker recommended it to me maybe 10 years ago. I think they made it after Sopranos. Lilyhammer with
oh,
Stevie Van Zandt.
it's
Oh my
brilliant.
god, it's
It's
so
so
we just
good.
started it. We're like 6 episodes in already. It's so good.
It's so good. I really wish they'd run another season of it because it's so good. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's kind of filling
yeah,
it for me, especially because 'cause we're coming to the end of filming this mob movie, so
yeah. I always know when something's gonna be super cool when someone says, "I can't really talk about it," and you know it's really big and massive and it's gonna be wonderful. It's
Well,
different, isn't it?
I guess that works for us. I don't know how much of a trick it is, but it's yeah, yeah, I am working with other people on this film. It's not my film, so I just want to be cautious of things I say and how much I'm allowed to
Yes.
drop. But it's really a great group of people,
Yeah.
phenomenal performances, great writing. Very excited to have that one go on the indie circuit as well.
Yeah, and anything mob related is always super high energy, super dramatic. So yes, oh, looking forward to that. Keep us posted.
Yes,
Um,
will do.
when you look back at your past projects, and we've spoken over a couple of years now, I would say, what did 2021 do to you as a filmmaker? I know you've touched on it just now about writing in the pandemic, but would you say that there's been some more longer term changes made in the way that you do things like time frames? Do you write quicker? Do you film quicker?
Hmm, that's a very, very good question. Definitely learning to film a bit quicker, using a crew that I can trust and have a shorthand with
Yeah,
helps. I mean, the crew are the people who make everything happen. It's not just the director saying, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. You know, you need everybody on your side and on your team
mhm,
to say, I want to do that for that person. And it takes a village. It takes so many people to make something happen. So yes, better relationships with cast, crew, um, learning to shoot quicker, um, knowing because I edit as well as shoot.
yeah,
Um, they're blending a bit better in my head, so I can say, okay, we're going to use this shot maybe starting here, or at this point we need a different shot. So I know when to say, all right, we don't need coverage of this wide shot the entire time. Maybe just when they come in and when they leave,
right, yeah,
and maybe one moment that we might want to jump back for. Um, really, just learning how to tell stories better visually.
yeah, yeah. I think, for me, I'm thinking like, "Oh my gosh, is there another variant that's gonna come out and wipe everyone out down again?"
Oh,
You just don't
well,
know with your projects what you can do.
well, yeah, that's another thing. You just don't
Yeah,
know. So,
yeah,
I mean, now more than ever, you want to be able to set a timetable and stick to it because
yeah,
you don't know, is someone going to become ill, and then there's the whole Schrodinger's COVID. Is it COVID? Is it not COVID? I haven't been tested yet. I can't be around everybody. These were the people I was around. Um, it's it's scary. So if you have people and they've been tested, you don't want it to go over
yeah,
your scheduled time frame.
yeah,
Um, but it still may, because someone may catch it in the middle, and
yeah.
that's that's tricky.
So when you're filming something and then you're editing it, have you been kind of surprised while you're editing by, like, you shot something, you think, "Oh, that's brilliant," but when you're getting around to editing it, you think, "Oh, hang on a minute. No, I can do that differently, or do that differently next time," or
Always, yeah. There's always some little micro nitpicking here and there. Usually, most of it works, which
yeah,
is great. And we always try to shoot, whether I am the director and I'm dealing with the director of photography, or I'm a director of photography working with the director. We talk in advance. What is really going on in the scene? What's unspoken in the scene? What do you want to show that is not in the text?
right,
And we'll always try to put that at the forefront. So if there's a moment in a scene that either it turns the tables, or it's just a very specific moment, like we want to land here. Sometimes I'll start the edit in the center of the scene. I'll start it at that point, and then we can work backwards, we can work forwards, just to make sure that if that's the important moment, that everything locks around that point. And yeah, sometimes things don't work out the way you plan. Sometimes there's something at the edge of frame. You didn't, you do your best to clear the frame. Sometimes when you're outside, and
yeah,
maybe there's just something there that you didn't see because you're so involved in the macro scale of things, that the little candy wrapper or something.
yeah.
I
But
don't
also,
know.
have you done that and actually thought, well, actually, that looks better in the scene? Have you ever done that? Has that ever happened to you, or is it really very controlled?
Um, I wouldn't call myself very spiritual, but I do believe in the movie gods giving you gold to work with, things that you didn't intend that just kind of crystallize there in the moment
Yeah,
and are captured on film or a video sensor.
yeah,
And you, at first, you may say, "Oh, that wasn't what I intended," but a lot of times it works. A lot of times it does end up working for you. Not all the time, but when it does, it's just magic.
great. And how long is the editing process? Is it a much longer? Sorry, I've just realised I'm
Yeah.
asking you loads of questions that wasn't on my question
Oh, hey,
sheet.
I love
So
talking
I'm
films.
sorry.
No, no, don't apologize at all.
Yeah,
We all need to continually learn and grow in order
yeah,
to work better together.
yeah.
And yes, editorial takes the longest time, and it's a little like that. I've got two films,
Right.
pretty
Yeah,
soon, two finished films to cut together,
yeah,
and pretty much my process is either I or an assistant editor will sync up all the audio from the microphones and the video together.
right.
And then we'll take everything and we'll say, okay, these are all the cuts from, or these are all the clips that we have from action to cut for this. And then you view every single one, you pick the best one if the director hasn't already said this is the scene we want. You got to watch them all.
Yeah,
And sometimes certain shots, certain takes have better moments in better places. Um, Actors are great, and it really isn't so much they can do the scene until they get it right, more as it's a either a progressive understanding of what's going on, um, where maybe by the end they got that line that they were struggling with. But at the beginning few takes, it was maybe a bit more natural, or they did something that just seems human, or they did their reaction was perfect, but then later on they were thinking about the line.
yeah,
So you can pick and choose, provided that you were able to cut
right.
um, the best portions of the performance to really showcase the actor's ability. And there's not much trickery there. It's all things that were performed. But the nice thing about a film as opposed to a play is you can take all the best nights of a play and put it right there together.
Yeah. And I guess as you're filming it and you're editing it, it really is your vision, isn't it?
It's yes. I mean, I would play heavily into anything that I touch. Um, Directing or editing. They say a movie is written many times. You've got the script, then it's written while it's shot by the director and the cast, director of photography, everyone on set, and then again in editing, which is where you make the final product.
Yeah,
So it's touched by lots of people. The kind of magic of filmmaking is that many people have a hand in it, and it's never just one person's vision.
right.
And I know when I was younger and I wanted to be a filmmaker, there was that, yeah, yes, I need to do this. This is my vision, this. But there's only a limit to what I can do, to what one person can do. You really do need, like I said, you need a film family to work with. So you all need to function, and you need to function together, and
Yeah,
everyone has something to give.
yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking back then, the last well, I saw you, you'd sent me a great clip for my best of Christmas video compilation, which has done really well on my YouTube channel.
Ooh, all right.
I think everyone, I think, I don't know how, but it's just like Christmas seems to just bring people together, like interested in what other people were, what their favorites were as well. And it just did really well. So I was quite interested that you picked out Home Alone. And I would never have said this for you. I thought, I bet Andrew says It's a Wonderful Life, you know, like, you know. Home Alone, wow, that was interesting. Why did you pick Home Alone?
Uh, Film, it really draws a big connection to me personally, to my childhood.
Yeah,
And I think as a form in movies as a form of escapism, it's always to you go to forget your problems, you go to forget, the thing you're stressing about at work, and you go to just be someone else or revisit some other place or time or hang out with some fun characters. And Home Alone has a lot of that to me. It came out while I was very young, and it was the rebellious kid who, got to survive on his own and fought
yeah,
these adults who wanted to steal from the kids. He got to defend his home and family. And really the whole story was about him being like a bratty kid to appreciating his family. So there are a number of layers there, but mostly it's a fun film. I
yeah,
always love the films with the kids in them. Like The Goonies is one of my all-time favorites ever since I was a kid. Those movies are just so fun. There's something about youth that
yeah,
I think we all miss.
exactly. Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2?
I would say one, although I do love the second one. I
Yeah,
do love the second one, but I saw that one in the theaters, I believe. But I'd say the first one is just such a classic. It's perfect.
yeah. I think for me, it's the second one, um,
Oh.
largely because of Tim Curry, who
I
I
was gonna say,
oh,
like, if he was in like more of that movie, my favorite Home Alone moment ever is when he's got the tape recording in the shower and Tim
yeah,
Curry and everyone barges in. That
Smooching
that's
the Cliff, is that it?
yeah, yeah, with Cliff. It's not true.
It was that guy's face on the end, wasn't it?
The reactions make it in comedies. They're just
Yeah,
crucial. Oh my
absolutely.
god.
I think a lot of people in that compilation, a lot of the people I've interviewed, it is kind of like that nostalgia of Christmas and, you know, just be a kid and all that magical feeling again, isn't it? You know, so
It
yeah,
nothing beats it. I mean, it's why around Christmas time we watch Christmas themed, holiday themed
yeah,
movies.
yeah. I must admit, I picked Christmas Vacation. And I
Oh,
watch
okay.
that film any time of the year. Like, I just love it so much. It's like, it's so funny. Like, I love it. I
That's
love it.
great.
And actually, a huge thing in it, one of the aunts who comes later, she was the actual voice of Betty Boo.
Really?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
she was. Yeah, the aunt with the crazy with the cat wrapped up in the present. She. So yeah, yeah, that's one of my little nuggets from that
Look at
film.
that.
Sorry, I'm starting to talk about myself. I've actually here to interview you, aren't I? So, what else you got coming up this year?
Oh, this year.
Mm,
I would say the first half of this year is primarily about completing or doing my best to make
yeah,
progress on completing these two projects. I've got a couple ideas of new feature films that I would like to do. And it really just is a matter of whether I'm writing alone or with someone else to have the time to sit down and turn that into a script, because you can't patent ideas. You can only copyright a script.
right.
So it does take a lot of work. Um,
Mm.
so once you're able to do that, whether we can shoot it ourselves or if it's bigger theme, then we need a budget. We have to fundraise. That might be the latter half
Yeah,
of the year. In the meantime, I do have a fun little potential comedic improv web series that I've been talking over with a few friends and want to do
oh,
just as a fun, short, quick project to bring some levity.
that
to it.
sounds good. Keep me posted on that one. So you're
I
going down
will.
the features road now. Are
Yes,
you
I mean
reaching for
it's
another whiskey?
I had to plug in my computer actually, so I didn't leave this prematurely. Um, I Features are really, I don't want to say the be all end all, but they're for as a filmmaker, it's kind of what you want to reach when you make a short film. You want to really master your trade and learn to work with people, you learn very quickly the people you do want to work with and the people you don't want to work with. It's really training for making a feature. What is a short if not the scene in a feature or a few scenes in a feature?
Yeah.
So that's practice. Doing the shooting independent features for me is very fulfilling.
Yeah.
And I just hope when I'm done, people see them and enjoy them. And if only one person enjoys them, then I will be happy.
Oh, that'd be me.
Yes.
That'll be me over here.
Got one.
Absolutely. No problem. And when you get to your fundraising, send me the links for the blog. So, I can add those and share those on social media too.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So lastly, but not leastly, what are you watching outside of Lilyhammer? Have you got any recommendations?
We just started that, which we love. I would recommend it. It's on Netflix. Also on Netflix, we've been watching 30 Rock, which is the Tina Fey, Alec Baldwin,
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan show. I almost called him by his name in the show. He plays a parody of himself called Tracy Jordan, and it's very meta. It's just very off the walls. I don't know how I missed it when it was originally on. It's so funny, but we're on to the
Yeah.
third season and it's only gotten funnier.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So that as well. Have you seen Dexter New Blood?
Yes, we loved it. We
Oh,
loved it. What did you think?
I loved it until the finale. Have you
Mhm.
seen it?
Yes, yeah. I
I
thought
was
it was a
furious.
oh, there was a bit of that, but at the same time, it was a fitting end to a show that many people would say went on too long. So
Okay.
to find an end that made sense, I respected them for that. Would I like to see many more seasons of that show? Of course.
Yeah. I just felt there was such a great opportunity with a Batista Dexter showdown that
Yeah,
would close the first season and then this show as well. And I just thought that was such a wasted opportunity.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for
Me
Masuka to
too.
come and everybody.
I'm still waiting for it. I feel like I lived the finale that maybe I'm in another Twilight Zone or something. I just want to see the real finale. No, we're not going to get there.
Maybe they'll get it right the third time.
How about Cobra Kai? Are you a fan of Cobra Kai?
I haven't seen yet. My kids do martial arts and they loved
Yeah.
the old Karate Kid movies. My friend had gotten me a box set of all those films and the kids just ripped through it.
Oh,
But we haven't started yet. So maybe after 30 Rock, that's what we visit next.
that is one that you won't stop watching.
That's
Believe
what I
me,
hear. It's very binge
it's so
worthy.
good. Yes, it's so good. And I met William Zabka a few years ago when they did a Comic Con here, and it was on my birthday, and I had a photograph with him. And I used to have a poster of him on my wall back in the 80s on my bedroom.
Oh,
How
wow.
sad is that? So but yeah, anyway, he's aged a lot better than I have anyway. He had the whole California tan going on, and the chiseled looks. But no, it was that Cobra Kai. I can't recommend it enough.
I
So
keep hearing that. So it's
yeah,
on the list now.
yeah. Right, I am gonna go off and pour myself a whiskey now. You reminded me. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You've got a lot more Sunday than I have left. So
A little bit. Yeah.
enjoy your Sunday, and I will catch up with you very soon about a lot of other bits and pieces I need to discuss with you.
I look forward to it.
Yes, yes,
Cheers, Vicky. Thank you for
yeah.
having me on. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Mighty Dragon, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you to Andrew Froening for joining me on the Mighty Dragon. See you soon.